Thinking fast and slow, unveiling the mysteries of your mind. Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of human thought processes, inspired by Daniel Kahneman's groundbreaking book, Thinking Fast and Slow. Now you might be wondering, why should I care how my mind works? Well, my friends, understanding the machinery of your own thoughts is like having the user manual to your own brain. We'll explore 6 big ideas from Kahneman's work that reveal how our mind, from making better decisions to understanding your own biases, this knowledge is power, cosmic power. System 1 and System 2, the two sides of your mental coin. Picture this. You're walking down the street and suddenly a car horn blares, your heart races, you jump back instinctively. That's System 1 in action. It's fast, automatic, emotional, and essential for survival. It's the system that tells you to swerve away from danger without a moment's thought. Now, imagine you're trying to solve a complex math problem or planning your next big vacation. That's System 2 firing up. It's slow, deliberate, logical, and takes effort. It's the system that helps us analyze, reason, and make conscious decisions. System 1 is constantly running in the background, making snap judgments and guiding our behavior without us even realizing it. It's the reason you might get startled by a loud noise or have an immediate gut feeling about something. System 2, on the other hand, requires conscious effort to engage. It's like a mental muscle that needs to be exercised. Think of it as the CEO of your mind, making the big decisions, but often relying on the quick reports from System 1. The key to making better decisions is understanding when to rely on the speed of System 1 and when to engage the careful analysis of System 2. For example, if you're faced with a life or death situation, trust your gut. That's System 1 doing its job. But if you're making a major financial decision, slow down, engage that System 2 and think it through carefully. Anchoring, the invisible force influencing your decisions. Stores display expensive items next to reasonably priced ones to influence your choices. This is the power of anchoring. Exposure to an initial piece of information, the anchor, influences our decisions. Imagine negotiating a used car price. The seller starts with a high number. That number acts as an anchor, skewing your perception of a fair price. You might pay more than intended due to this anchor. Anchoring affects more than just numbers. It influences perceptions of product quality and problem severity. Awareness of anchoring helps counteract its effects. In negotiations, be the first to set the anchor. Set the anchor yourself for a stronger position. Aim high with your goals to achieve more. Understand anchoring to make rational decisions. The science of availability, why our brains love a good story. Our brains are storytellers. We're hardwired to remember vivid emotional events, and these memories have a powerful influence on our perceptions of the world. This is the essence of the availability heuristic, a mental shortcut where we judge the likelihood of an event based on how easily we can recall examples of it. Think about it. If you're constantly watching news coverage of plane crashes, you might start to believe that flying is incredibly dangerous, even though statistically it's one of the safest modes of transportation. The availability heuristic can lead us astray in all sorts of ways. It can make us overestimate the likelihood of rare events like winning the lottery or being struck by lightning, while underestimating the probability of more common but less dramatic events. We need to look beyond the headlines and seek out objective data to make informed decisions. By challenging our assumptions and seeking out diverse perspectives, we can overcome this cognitive bias and make more rational choices. Chapter 4. Loss aversion, the fear that drives our decisions. Imagine you're offered a gamble. A 50-50 chance of winning $100 or losing $50. Would you take it? For many people, the answer is no, even though the potential gain outweighs the potential loss. This reluctance highlights a fundamental principle of behavioral economics, loss aversion. The pain of losing something we already have is far greater than the pleasure of gaining something new. In other words, we're wired to avoid losses more than we're motivated to seek gains. Think about it. Losing $100 feels a lot worse than finding $100 feels good. This asymmetry in our emotional response to gains and losses has a profound impact on our decisions. Loss aversion can make us cling to bad investments, stay in unhappy relationships, or avoid taking risks that could lead to great rewards. It can also be used to influence our behavior. For example, marketers often frame their products and services in terms of what you stand to lose by not buying them, rather than what you gain by buying them. The next time you're faced with a choice, try to reframe the options in terms of what you stand to gain, rather than what you stand to lose. By recognizing and understanding this bias, we can make more rational decisions that align with our true values and goals. Chapter 5. Framing, the power of words and perspective. Have you ever noticed how the same information can be presented in completely different ways to evoke different emotional responses? That's the power of framing. It's the way in which information is presented, the words that are chosen, the context that is provided. All of these factors can dramatically influence our perceptions and decisions. Imagine you're a doctor telling a patient they have a 90% chance of survival after surgery. That sounds pretty good, right? But what if you framed it differently and said there's a 10% chance of mortality? Suddenly, the situation feels much riskier, even though the underlying statistics are exactly the same. Framing is everywhere. Politicians use it to sway public opinion, advertisers use it to sell products, and we use it in our everyday conversations to influence the way others perceive us. When you're presented with information, ask yourself, how is this being framed? What information is being emphasized and what is being downplayed? Is this presentation biased or is it neutral? By mastering the art of framing, we can communicate more effectively, influence outcomes, and navigate the complexities of the world around us with greater clarity. Chapter 6. The sunk of pouring more time, money, or effort into a project, relationship, simply because you've already invested so much. If so, you've fallen victim to the sunk cost. Tricks us into believing that we should continue investing in something based on our past investments rather than on its present or future value. We hold on to the false hope that somehow our past efforts will justify the eventual outcome. Imagine you've bought tickets to a concert, but on the day of the show you're feeling sick. You know you'd enjoy it more if you stayed home, but you... The problem is that sunk costs are irrelevant to future decisions. The money and time you've already spent are gone, and the only thing that matters is whether continuing to invest is the best course of action moving forward. Instead of focusing on what you've already invested, ask yourself, if I was starting from scratch today, would I make the same decision? If the answer... By letting go of our attachment to sunk costs, we can make more rational decisions that align with our current goals. Thanks for watching. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that helps you understand the world and yourself better. Leave a comment below on which idea you found most intriguing and how you plan to use it in your life. Your experiences and insights are valuable to our community of learners. See you in the next video. We'll be exploring even more fascinating aspects of the human experience. So, stay curious, my friends.